Susan. So I was wondering, how are things, really? That's good. Really good to hear that things are good. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was just walking by your house this morning and I heard shouting. I didn't mean to eavesdrop or anything, but I was there, you know. I just wanted to make sure everything's okay. That's all. Oh, why didn't you tell me? I'll always make time to talk to you about whatever's going on in your life. When you buy a house on Wisteria Lane, you don't just gain a home, you gain a family. All of us become your extended family. Now? Oh, you want to talk to me now? Okay, well, this is a bit embarrassing. I know what I said, but it really isn't a good time right now. I'm so sorry. You see, Edie's coming over in a bit to talk to me about, well, something. Well, you know Edie. She sort of invited herself over, said she had some juicy gossip, and hung up before I could say no. No, I mean, no. I don't think Edie would feel that comfortable. Oh, look! There she is. Gotta go. Bye. I mean, come on. How stupid do you have to be to forget something like that?
Beats me. That's why I came to see you. I figured you had a lot more experience in that department than me.
Hey, that's not fair. I'm not that forgetful. I remember all sorts of things.
Don't get me wrong, you have all sorts of flaws. I wasn't trying to limit you to just being a forgetful spaz. What does a guy have to do to a woman to make her completely and utterly disregard her better instincts and take a low-life weasel like that back into her life?
Exactly. You know how men are. If he did it once, he'll do it again.
You talked with her not too long ago. What did she have to say about it? Does she even have any suspicions?
We talked, but it didn't really come up in the conversation. If you ask me, I think he did something to her.
What do you mean by that? What would he do to her?
Guys like that can be incredibly persuasive. Trust me, I know. You can't put anything past him.
Oh, come on. Is it really worth it to go to all that trouble?
No, it never is. Is that all you came over to talk about?
Yeah, I thought that with all your experience in the matter, you might have something interesting to tell me about the whole ordeal. But I should have known. You always disappoint. It's becoming your specialty.
Oh, Edie, I'm glad you came to me to talk.
Whoa, hold your horses there, Missy. I said I thought you'd have something interesting to say. Not that you actually did. Catch you later, Mayor. Hey, neighbor. What's shakin'? Oh, that? It's nothing, really. A girlfriend of mine had a chance to get back with an ex. And I thought Susan would be able to give me more reasons to tell her to stay single. Sorry to let you down. Nothing too juicy to a big city girl like you. No problem. See you later.
Although I'm definitely a fan, I simply can't stand it when they suddenly go limp before I get a chance to fully appreciate them.
I agree. It is a bit cruel that they don't last very long, but still, if you look closely, you can find other qualities that more than compensate.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I'm well versed in the pros and cons. I just think she can do better.
All right, then tell me this. Which one would you choose?
And I only get to pick one of the three.
Yes, just one. But which one? Now, if you ask me... Oh, hi! Oh, nothing really. No need to concern yourself, dear.
Hello again. Marvelous day, wouldn't you say? That's what I most admire about you, that stiff upper lip of yours. Good talking to you. A pleasure as always.
So tell me, what did you come over to talk to me about? Aha, I thought I was missing something. But that was months ago. I couldn't remember who I lent it to, so I had to buy some more. Tell me, how did it work out for you? That's good to hear. Always glad to help a neighbor. Even you. Oh, come now. If I couldn't do anything for you, I'm sure someone would have stepped up and offered assistance. Well, let's just say this. You're a very popular person around here. And from what I hear, you've got more friends than you know what to do with. So tell me, what did you come over to talk to me about? Gossiping? I didn't know you overheard, but it's no big secret. In fact, I think it's pretty obvious. We were talking about flowers. A girl in the gardening forums online seemed torn over which of 3 types of flowers she should plant in her garden. We were discussing the pros and cons of each, and although Bree was making some valid points, between you and me, that woman still has a lot to learn about gardening. Well, just what did you think I was talking about, dear? Ah, just curious then? I suppose there's no harm in that. Take care.
thanks. It's really nice of you to stop by like this. Things are going just as well as can be expected. I mean, considering all that's happened, I'm doing okay. But you came by here to pick up your car keys, didn't you? Yeah, I'll be just a minute. Why don't you come inside? I'll be fumbling around for a bit. Make yourself comfortable in the meantime. Here are your keys. Sorry to keep you waiting. So, that's it then. Don't let me keep you from whatever it is you do during this time of the day. Yes? You don't need to get yourself involved in any of this. It's complicated. You're right. I'm probably just uptight about it. I just never thought I'd miss him. Daniel was always on my case about this and that. It was like having a wife nagging me or something. No offense. It's hard to explain. Growing up, things were a lot different. Daniel was always up to something, and I was always up to something. Our parents loved us both the same, but Daniel was always the attention getter. He was always talking about some big idea he had or organizing some big event. He never stopped. That left me with nothing to do and no one to listen to me. Which in turn meant Daniel and I butted heads on a lot of things, ranging from the way we looked to the way we led our lives. I know it'll come as a shock to you, but Daniel was always hassling me about my clothes. But anyways, I spent a good deal of my life fighting with him and just saying awful things to him. Yet no matter what happened, he kept forgiving me, even after we'd grown up, and I'd never figured out why. I called him to try to get away from the big city and to get away from all the trouble I was having there. But all I did was unload all my problems on him. I guess he was always trying to take care of me, and I resisted. I really didn't feel comfortable doing that. Just wanted to get away, you know? He would always joke about trying to reach out to me, but I never took him seriously. I'd always find some way to ignore him. But if I'd ever thought something like this would have happened, things would have been a lot different. Of course, now, I'll never be able to do that. He probably died thinking I didn't even care about him. Jesus, look at me. I'm telling you all sorts of crap you don't care about. I understand what you're saying, and I appreciate it, But I'm not a touchy-feely guy. I was in the army, for Christ's sakes. I don't sit around and watch daytime talk shows. The only thing keeping me going is knowing that I can bring down the bastards responsible. Don't worry about me. I'm going to have help. Listen, this needs to be kept quiet, but I've known you long enough that I think I can trust you. After you discovered the truth about Daniel's murder, I had a talk with Eric Larson. He told me that with what I know, I could shut down the mob family that was responsible for killing Daniel. But once the case against them gets underway, I'm going to need some protection from Vincent and his goons. So the reason I'm leaving Fairview is that the FIB is placing me in a witness relocation program, so you can understand why I didn't tell anyone. I'm just supposed to disappear one day. Yeah, it was nice knowing you.
Oh, hey there. I'm surprised to see you here. I'm actually out here for pretty much the same reason. I didn't exactly find what I was looking for, so I'm more than likely gonna head back soon. You know, I should actually be on my way now. It's always nice talking to you, though. Take care.
Good afternoon. We can talk for as long as you'd like. Of course, as long as you know you're paying the full rate for our little talk. No freebies just because you don't have an official appointment. Why don't you tell me what's troubling you? What's so unsettling? Do you think he's telling the truth? Really? What did he call you? But what does this have to do with your husband? Do you think he's involved in some sort of vast conspiracy or something? Would you care to share them? In the past, you've voiced certain concerns about your husband. Exactly what was inside this package? A very peculiar combination of items, especially for your husband to keep locked away from you. Do you feel that the contents of this package prove or disprove your suspicions? If I recall correctly, you mentioned that there are 3 men in your life, no? That's not the kind of thing one can forget easily. Well, that's quite an accusation. It certainly sounds like you have a situation on your hands. What are your intentions? What do you plan on doing? I can't tell you what to do. You have to figure that out for yourself. I only get paid to help people reach their own conclusions. But I will tell you this much. Sooner or later, you're going to find yourself in a position where you have to make a choice between these 3 men in your life. Make up your mind now before it's too late, or it will be made up for you.
So if you could keep me posted on how the case progresses, I'd be extremely grateful.
Sure, I guess I can. But why are you so interested in this specific case?
Come on, do I really need a reason? I'd just like to stay informed.
Of course not, Mr. Corsetti. Everybody knows you're a stand-up guy.
All right then, I'll be expecting to hear from you. And if you keep your promise... I just might be able to have a little talk with your chief. See if we can't bump you up from mall duty.
That'd be great. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with mall duty, but...
Hey, I understand. You're cut out for better things than this. That's all.
It's really funny that you say that, Vincent, because I like people to get what they deserve too.
Agent Larson, it's been a while. Surprised to see you doing so well these days.
What makes you say it that way, Vinny? Is there something I should know about?
There certainly is.
Mr. Corsetti?
And by that, I mean, there are a lot of people in your position that would allow themselves to, how can I say this, become obsessed with one case when there are a number of others to solve. I wouldn't want you to fall into that trap.
Oh, that's awfully considerate of you, Mr. Corsetti.
Yeah, thanks. I really appreciate your concern. And feel free to keep that smug look on your face. But trust me, it won't be there for long.
And why's that?
Trust me, when you're huddled in your 7x12 cell being ogled by your heavily tattooed and well-muscled cellmate, the last thing you'll be feeling is smug.
And trust me, neither will you.
Me? Come on, Corsetti, why would I go to prison?
Well, I would think that stalking someone under the pretense of a federal investigation in an attempt to rekindle a failed relationship is considered a crime somewhere. Dereliction of duty, abuse of power, false representation. Take your pick.
Possibly. But if the testimony is coming from a known organized crime figure involved in a botched attempted murder, it might be somewhat tainted.
What the hell is he talking about?
Nothing, officer. Agent Larson has absolutely no idea what he's talking about. And this conversation is over.
See you around, Vincent. You can only run for so long.
Wow, that was strange. Why did he run off like that? Come on, they seem like nice enough guys. A little skittish, though. Anyway, is there anything I can do for you? Listen, I am not a mall cop. I'm a police officer that happens to be on patrol at the mall. There's a big difference. Hey, would you and your husband be interested in coming over to my place for a little home cooking? I know Bongo will want to join us. I hope that's all right. Yeah, Bongo's always the third wheel. Great. I'll call you later with a firm time and date. Oh, I've been wanting you to do that since I first laid eyes on you. We should make this a habit, you and me. Take it up a notch. And into the bedroom. Hey, what's going on? Is it a clog? What exactly needs my attention? I'll take a peek first thing in the morning. I see. So are you suggesting what I think you're suggesting? Follow me to the bedroom. That's where I keep my tools for this kind of job. Once again, you've rocked my world. That was great. Okay, it could have been better, I admit. But you're being pretty harsh here. There's plenty more where that came from. Call me anytime or just drop on by. I take instructions well, if you know what I mean.
Hi, honey. It's me. So, there's something I want to talk to you about. Well, I wanted to give you the opportunity to explain yourself. Well, for starters, you've been acting awfully strange lately. Whoa, whoa! Listen. This isn't about me. It's about you. You're looking at my personal files, checking up on my office staff. It's as if suddenly you don't trust me or something. And then it dawned on me. This wasn't a problem until you started spending time with that friend of yours. That man's always sticking his nose in where it doesn't belong. On top of that, I don't trust him. He's up to something, and I think you know exactly who I'm talking about. Oh, please. The guy's just using that whole FIB thing as an excuse to pry into our lives. Did you know he was snooping around my office the other day? He was asking about you, so it had nothing to do with investigating Daniel's murder. Anyway, I don't want you talking to him anymore. He's trouble. I have work I need to get back to, and I probably won't be home until you're asleep. But don't forget what I said. Goodbye.
Good, I'm glad I got in touch with you. There's something I need to talk to you about right away. No, not over the phone, in person, and the sooner the better. I was thinking tonight around 8:30. I'll do you a favor and stop by your place. Also, I assume you'll be able to divert your husband long enough for us to talk in private? There are some things I have to tell you that I'm more than certain he won't want to hear. I know this is sudden, and I hope I'm not inconveniencing you in any way, but trust me, this is really important. Great. You can expect me at 8:30. I'll see you then.
Thank you for calling. Leave your message and I will return your call at the earliest opportunity. Hi, honey. It's me. So, there's something I want to talk to you about. Well, I wanted to give you the opportunity to explain yourself. Well, for starters, you've been acting awfully strange lately. Whoa! Listen. This isn't about me. It's about you. You're looking at my personal files, checking up on my office staff. It's as if suddenly you don't trust me or something. And then it dawned on me. This wasn't a problem until you started spending time with that friend of yours. That man's always sticking his nose in where it doesn't belong. On top of that, I don't trust him. He's up to something, and I think you know exactly who I'm talking about. Oh, please. The guy's just using that whole FIB thing as an excuse to pry into our lives. Did you know he was snooping around my office the other day? He was asking about you, so it had nothing to do with investigating Daniel's murder. Anyway, I don't want you talking to him anymore. He's trouble. I have work I need to get back to, and I probably won't be home until you're asleep. But don't forget what I said. Goodbye.
Good, I'm glad I got in touch with you. There's something I need to talk to you about right away. No, not over the phone, in person, and the sooner the better. I was thinking tonight around 8:30. I'll do you a favor and stop by your place. Also, I assume you'll be able to divert your husband long enough for us to talk in private? There are some things I have to tell you that I'm more than certain he won't want to hear. I know this is sudden, and I hope I'm not inconveniencing you in any way, but trust me, this is really important. Great. You can expect me at 8:30. I'll see you then.
I'm so stressed out. How am I supposed to function without my morning yoga?
Good evening. You know, you didn't have to prepare a meal for me. A glass of wine or bottled water would have been enough. I suppose you're right.
Hey, I don't mean to be rude, but since the two of you are still eating and I'm done, I'm gonna head out to hang with some friends. See you later.
You know, you're supposed to excuse yourself before you leave, not after.
Why would I do something like that? Who the hell are you to even bring that up?
The reason why is because she's your mother, and she didn't have to make dinner for you at all.
Oh, fine. Mother, may I please be excused from the table to fraternize with my schoolmates? All right then, see ya.
Kids are an interesting bunch, aren't they? Believe it or not, I was a teenage boy once too, so I can commiserate. He probably didn't want to be stuck here listening to two old fogies talk about boring adult things. Hell, who can blame him? Sometimes I bore myself. It's a good thing he left, though. Now we can talk about more serious things. If you remember, you came dangerously close to getting on Vincent Corsetti's bad side. I'm glad I stopped you, because the last time you did something like that, it got you into some serious trouble. And I don't want to see that happen to you again. Well, I've already told you about his position in the mob, but I never told you how hard he worked to get there. While rising through the ranks, Vincent found out that the one thing that was keeping him going was also the same thing that was holding him back. It was you. His superiors saw you as a liability, one that he had to take care of to prove his devotion to the family. That's why you disappeared. Vincent had you rubbed out. Or so he thought. I can't even imagine what was going through his head when he saw you again at the fashion show. Then when he realized you had no memory of him or who you were back then, it must have sent him over the edge. Tell you what, tomorrow I'll take you to my office and show you proof. Everything about you, Vincent, and the last 20 years of your life. There's only a bit more left. And it's actually about your husband. I came across some information I thought you might want to know regarding his ex-wife. Bear with me. You're his second wife. I've seen the marriage certificate. His first wife came down with a rare blood disease, and for some reason, he decided to treat her himself at home. And judging by the number of journals he read and experimental medicines he ordered, he did everything he could to save her. But in the end, he couldn't stop the disease's progress, and she passed away. All of this happened a very long time ago. It was around the time that you and Vincent were still together, Mary. This must be completely overwhelming. I wanted to tell you in small doses, but with all that's going on, you deserve to know everything, right now. You have to ask yourself 2 questions. First, what kind of man attempts to have the woman he loves murdered? And secondly, what kind of man neglects to mention that he watched his first wife die a painful and slow death?
Hey, I ran into our son in the driveway and he said that we had a guest over for dinner. What's going on here?
Look, I don't want to cause any trouble. Maybe it's best if I just leave.
What the hell is he even doing here at this hour? Who do you think you're talking to?
In any relationship, conflict is inevitable. Whether it be the simple act of more than one person wanting the same thing, or more complicated needs among friends and neighbors. Conflict surrounds us all. But when it comes to the severity of consequences, the battles between a husband and a wife leave them all behind. Over the years, I've learned the hard way that there are no simple choices in life. Since my departure, things seem to have gotten even more complicated for my friends on Wisteria Lane, as well as my newest neighbor. Indeed, making a choice between the status quo, the chance to live on the edge, or to rekindle a long-lost passion is a difficult and complicated affair. Sometimes we find ourselves with no other option than to make a choice, and we can find the very decision liberating in and of itself.
Look who's here. So glad you could finally join us. I'd offer you a seat, but Eric and your husband took the last 2 chairs. Not much. I was just strolling through the neighborhood and ran into these two. I figured the 4 of us could have a nice little chat. Hey, it's just like I said. I was right outside your house when I ran into my old friend here, Eric.
We're not friends, Corsetti.
We ran into each other and caught up on old times. You see, he's been watching me. But what he didn't know is that I've been watching him too. Today was supposed to be the big revelation, wasn't it, Eric? It still is, but not quite in the way you were hoping. There are people who want you to think of me as a bad guy, someone who shouldn't be trusted under any circumstances. But they're wrong. Dead wrong. Tonight, you're going to find out who the men in this room really are. And by the end of the evening, you're going to make a choice. You're going to pick the man you want to spend the rest of your life with. Of course, if you decide that you want me sooner than that, I'll understand. Why don't you start out by asking a couple of questions? See what everyone here has to tell you. In case you're tempted to try anything funny, I've cut your phone line and disabled your computer. And don't be stupid and try to run off. I've got eyes in the back of my head. I've got a guy just outside keeping a close watch on the place. No one's getting in or out unless I say so. Trust me, there's a lot you don't know about the men sitting in this room. Ask them whatever you want. Given the circumstances, it's in their best interest to answer honestly.
Well, you could expect me to make an honest living, provide you with everything you need and some of the things you want. I'd be home every night in time for family dinner, and I'd treat you like you deserve to be treated, with respect. On a federal agent's salary, I wouldn't be able to hire anyone to take care of the housekeeping. But on the other hand, I can guarantee you I'll never hire anyone to take care of you, like Corsetti did once upon a time.
Don't pay any attention to him. He'll say whatever he thinks he needs to in order to save his sorry hide.
Vinny's the one you shouldn't listen to, Mary. He doesn't want you to remember what he did to you, because if you did, you wouldn't have anything to do with him.
All right, that's enough out of you, Larson. Zip it.
One thing's for certain, things need to be different. I'll do whatever you want, marriage counseling, a family therapist, whatever it takes. I just don't want to lose you. I can't live without you.
That's a good question. I see you haven't lost all your smarts. You'll live a life of luxury. I'll see to it that you can have everything you've ever wanted. You'll never have to cook another meal or clean a house ever again. Sounds like you've gotten some interesting information from everyone in the room. What's your next question?
I'd take you down to the local police precinct and have you give a written statement about everything that happened tonight. Why do you ask?
If? There's an if? I'm your husband. Love, honor, and obey. Did you forget that little part?
Actually, there's a lot to consider, whether she knows it or not. I would take you to a little out-of-the-way French restaurant I know of that makes the best creme brulee you'll ever have. After that, we'll head back to my estate, open a bottle of Cabernet Sauvignon, and let things progress naturally. You've got a lot to consider right now, so I'd say we're just about finished. Do you have any final questions for us?
No, I've come clean with you about everything. As much as Vincent doesn't want to hear it, there's nothing left to say. However, I will say that Eric over there isn't the saint he makes himself out to be. A little while ago, he barged into my office looking for God knows what. Now, I won't jump to conclusions, even though it seems everyone else here is doing just that. But I will say that he spent a lot of time asking questions about you, as opposed to questions about an actual case, which doesn't seem like fitting behavior for a distinguished federal agent.
Me? Come on. What could I possibly know that's worth lying to you about? You know, this is exactly what Larson wants, right? I knew you'd fall into his trap. He'll do whatever it takes to get you on his side, so that he can arrest me on whatever trumped-up charges he comes up with. Larson has a whole story concocted that explains everything he wants you to believe. He says that I know you, that he knows you, and that I killed you, which of course means that I should go to jail, right? Really convenient how that all works out for him, isn't it? He gets the girl and the collar. It's almost too good to be true, isn't it, Larson?
Sorry to disappoint you, but I've told you the truth from day one. Hell, I always tell the truth. It's probably my greatest flaw. The only thing I waited for was the right time to tell you the truth about Vincent, about your past, about everything. And that's also the reason why you saw me leaving the medical office. I was investigating a hunch. One that explains everything that you can't. For the past 20 years or so, you've had an acute case of retrograde amnesia. You knew something was wrong, but since your husband was kind enough to fill in all the fabricated details, you were blissfully unaware of that fact.
Come on, Larson. This is the real world, not some soap opera. Next thing you'll be telling us is that she has an evil twin. You'll have to do a lot better than that if you want to get out of here in one piece.
That's the first sane thing you've said tonight, Vincent. There's no way she has amnesia. It's not medically possible. Don't lie to the woman, Eric.
Of course, neither of these guys are going to let you believe it, since you discovering the truth isn't exactly in their best interests.
That's enough out of you. If you can't answer the questions honestly, then just keep your mouth shut. Yeah, that'll have to do. So now's the big decision. Now that you've heard everything, who do you want to spend the rest of your life with? Sweetie, you really should learn how to make up your mind. I don't have all day, and what's more... Hey, quit your squirming. Alright, I've got something I need you to do. Go over there and tighten their ropes. I don't want anyone leaving our little soiree before you have a chance to make your decision.
Hey, come closer. Hey, when we were being tied up, I saw that your friend Eric had a gun hidden near his ankle. He's our best shot at getting out of this alive. Why don't you go over there and loosen his ropes? Okay, listen to me. Vincent's losing it. Do whatever you can to keep him from going completely insane. He seems to think he has a shot with you. Use that in your favor if things get hairy.
Hey, I sent you over there to tighten their ropes, not chat. So cut it out.
Psst.
I don't know what Vincent thinks he's doing here, but I promise you one thing. We're gonna make it out of here alive, together. I'll make sure he spends the rest of his unnatural life behind bars. He took my gun, but I have another one hidden in my sock. Loosen my ropes up a bit, and I'll see about getting us out of here. He has my gun. You don't really think he's gonna let me out of this alive, do you?
I know for a fact that it doesn't take that long to tie a knot. Hurry it up over there. What are you doing? You already tightened his ropes. Get back over here. They're just ropes. Hurry it up. Good. You're finished. Now let's just check your work. Why don't you head over there and double-check your mother's handiwork?
Actually, it's kinda loose.
Oh, really? I wonder how that happened. I'm not an idiot. It's my fault for trusting you so quickly. Doesn't matter. I've got something else for you to do anyway. We've been playing too many games. I'll admit, I had my fun with all of you tonight, but now it's time for you to make a decision. Take this gun and use it to rid yourself of the men sitting in this room that you never want to see or hear from again. And don't worry about the consequences. No matter who dies tonight, you won't take the fall. I've taken care of everything. So, and I mean this literally, fire away.
Whoa, hey, hold on.
Wait a minute. At the very least, I think we all deserve the opportunity to plead our cases.
He's right. It's not fair. You can't pass judgment on another person without letting them have a final word.
What's the matter? Afraid she's gonna shoot you? What do I have to say for myself? Not too much, really. You, on the other hand, have all of your options laid out right in front of you. All you have to do is make a decision. Look around you. Who would you be better off never seeing again? The Weasley investigator, the deceitful spouse, or the charming and incredibly handsome out-of-towner? Hey, I don't need you to spare me. I'm just giving you the opportunity to prove to me that you're ready to ditch this mundane housewife lifestyle and live a life of excitement and grandeur. You're just gonna have to trust me. Now go on already. Pick someone. I know you'll make the right choice.
So you know that whole thing that Eric told you about me a few minutes ago? Well, I want to come clean with you about that. I know I told you that he was lying, and that what he was saying made no sense whatsoever, but that's not entirely true. The truth is this. We haven't been married for as long as I've told you. In fact, we aren't even technically married. I found you at a difficult time in my life. Right after the death of my wife, I'd put all my time and energy into saving her life, and I couldn't. She's the one I was referring to in my journal entries. After she died, I quit work and spent my days and nights at our beach house. The walks I took on the beach late at night were the only thing that really helped me get my head together. The only times I didn't feel despair. And one of those nights I found you. You were just lying there, unconscious. You had been badly pounded by the rocks and waves, but it also looked as though you'd been in an accident of some kind. It was obvious that you'd suffered a head wound. When you first gained consciousness, you didn't know who I was or who you were. I had never seen a case of retrograde amnesia before. I didn't even think it was possible. The more I read up on the condition, the more I realized how traumatic it would be to tell you the truth. You had no memories of your past life, so I decided to fabricate a story. The jogging accident story. You bumped your head while out jogging. I know it's hard to believe, but things just sort of snowballed from there. We had a son, a house, you had a loving husband with a successful career. We were a family living the American dream. Why spoil it? I've been keeping that secret for what seems like forever, but I'm glad it's out in the open now. If you don't want to be with me, I completely understand. But don't let this madman turn you into a monster.
I'm not going to defend myself in front of that scumbag. But if you really think I should, here it goes. I never lied to you, not for a moment. And I don't need a gun pointed at my head to tell you that. Unlike someone else in this room, I didn't pay someone to kill you, and I would never place you in this kind of situation where you're forced to kill someone close to you. It's just sick. There's really nothing else to say. I love you. I always have. You have a chance here. No one has to die. We can all walk out of here, and the only one who's going to pay is a low-rent mafia middleman who started this whole situation anyway.
I guess this is as good a time as any to tell you. That gun isn't loaded.
That's unfortunate. She'd have been doing us all a favor.
Whoa, Mom! You almost blew away a mobster.
Almost is right. Vincent here was leading us on the whole time. You just wanted to watch us squirm, didn't you?
Yeah, imagine that. A stand-up guy like Vincent Corsetti deceiving someone.
It was a test. I needed to see what she was capable of. And now that we've seen just what our friend, wife, and mother is capable of, let's hear what she has to say for herself. All right, you got me there. You don't get this far in life by doing idiotic things like that. It sounds like you still need some convincing, because it doesn't seem to me like you understand the severity of this situation. I don't think you realize what's going to happen to these losers if you don't make the right choice today. The gun wasn't loaded this time, but the next time it will be.
I think she gets it just fine, Corsetti. You're a dangerous, hardened criminal with a soft spot for the one that got away. You're delusional, Corsetti. She wasn't the one that got away. I think it's safe to say you drove her away, the day you sent her car careening off that cliff.
That's enough, Lawson. I'm warning you.
Did it really take you 20 years to make up your mind? It didn't take Mary nearly as long. She knows she doesn't want the likes of you destroying her life or corrupting her son.
You shut your goddamn trap. I've had enough of your stupid little remarks, Boy Scout. You think you're funny, do you? We'll see who's laughing when I walk out of here alive and they're picking pieces of your brain out of the basement wall.
This seems like a good time for me to go to my room, don't you think? You are having an adult conversation, after all.
No, you're staying right here. I want you to see this. Adversity builds character and all that jazz.
Whatever. Sometimes you do what you have to so that things turn out the way you want. It's all part of being an adult. You should ask your mother about that.
Hey, just what do the two of you think you're up to? I am not the kind of man you want to conspire against. What? Where are you going with this?
What did you just say?
And what do you want to do about that? I like the sound of that. Your son should be able to attend to those two while we're indisposed. Keep a close eye on the both of them, especially Eric. Right now he's helpless in that chair, but don't hesitate to let him have it if he tries anything funny. Think you can handle that?
Well, yeah, that doesn't sound too hard. Mom, can I talk to you for a minute? Alone? You know, Mom, bad doesn't even begin to describe it. You're about to bang a mob boss with Dad tied up in the living room. I may be a clueless teenager, but even I know something is really wrong with the situation. Promise me you won't do anything with that scumbag. What do you mean, on our own? So, what are you proposing then? Are you sure you want to go through with this? Sounds cool, but we're gonna have to come up with a name for us. Mother and son sounds kinda lame. I'll think of something.
So what's the holdup? Oh, you were always such a tease, you know that? Hey, what the hell do you think you're doing? All right, that's enough playing around. Give me the gun back. Now! I don't know what you're up to, but stop it and give me my gun back. Hey, take it easy. Don't point that thing at me, Mary.
Back so soon?
Yeah, what's the matter? Was Vinny unable to rise to the occasion?
No, wait a minute. I see what she's doing. She went upstairs with Vinny so she could steal his gun. She's going to save us from this monster.
You know what? I think you're right. Way to go. Now come over here and untie us.
I think you guys have the wrong idea.
All right then. What did you come down here to do? You can't be serious. There's no way you'll go through with this. If you're serious about this, if you really want to kill two people, one of whom is a federal agent, and get away scot-free, you're gonna need my help. This is your last chance to come to your senses. You don't take out a made man and get away with it.
So, just what was that little outburst about? I already told you. I can't even tell you how sorry I am about that. You're always dragging things on and on. Why don't you tell me what you need to hear and get on with it already?
What reason could you possibly have to keep us all here like this? Finding out information is what I do. It's my job, remember? Do I even want to hear this? I don't understand. What did I ever do to you? I only told you the truth. And you blame me for this?
Mom, I hate to interrupt your little tirade, but are you close to being finished?
When faced with tough decisions, one is often forced to make sacrifices. Some of us choose to leave the comfort and stability that is the hallmark of our existence. Some make the decision to walk away from the status quo. Some of us choose to forego excitement and lavish riches. Some of us choose to stand by those who have supported us in pursuit of the long-sought happiness that has eluded them for so long. For although our choices may never be perfect, with time, effort, and the support of our friends, we all can find a way to be happy, or at least to survive nonetheless.